May have found a possible cure for COVID-19 using a treatment that is cheap and available to everyone.
Australian scientists have found a single dose of the drug killed COVID-19 cells.
Nobel Prize-winning drug discovered in Japan in the 1970s.
It's been prescribed for people and animals to treat roundworm, head lice and scabies.
Can also work against HIV, influenza, dengue fever and the Zika virus.
The drug has been safely used in over 3.7 billion doses since 1987 and added to the World Health Organisation's list of essential medicines. This drug was used successfully by a number of countries around the world in the treatment of COVID.
In India, where there's a ton of COVID, but they feature early home treatment, the number of deaths per million population in India is less than 100.
In fact, there are 250 studies which show this drug significantly lowers the risk for mortality in COVID. Yes, I'm talking about the drug Ivermectin.
It's called Ivermectin.
Ivermectin is being hailed as a wonder drug in the fight against coronavirus.
Researchers show the medication can also stop COVID-19 growing in a petri dish.
That a single dose of the drug was able to prevent the virus from replicating within 48 hours.
You would think that with such a safe and effective drug at our disposal in the midst of a pandemic, that we'd look at whether we could use this drug to protect our population.
Side effects are so minuscule, really, that I don't really know why we haven't started treating before.
But no, what did Australia do on September 10th, 2021? On the eve of the many vaccine mandates, we banned it.
There is no evidence at the moment that it has any benefit or any use in relation to the prevention or treatment of COVID-19.
Why? According to the TGA, and I quote, concerned that people who have been prescribed ivermectin might believe themselves to be protected and therefore not get vaccinated.
Australia completely de-emphasized or almost obfuscated any home treatment. So the public health approach is to quarantine at home and then wait for a vaccine. I think that's been the master plan all along.
It's really important then people aren't jumping to conclusions that they can self-medicate and find a potential cure for COVID-19. There is no cure for COVID-19.
Your only protection against it is being vaccinated.
Did you ask them why they'd be reluctant to have a vaccine that's been proven to be relatively safe by and large, but they are willing to take something that's normally used for horses?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. There's no doubt about that. But we certainly encourage them to do the right thing and go and get vaccinated, protect themselves and their families from severe COVID and death, as opposed to buying and swallowing unproven medications on the internet intended for animals, which can just make them sick and certainly won't make their COVID any better.
I think that everything will be solved by taking a horse deworming tablet, Ivermectin, that gives you the runs and that puts some people in hospital.
This safe and effective drug stayed off our shelves until the 3rd of May 2023, when all of a sudden it reappeared again. Who or what caused this reversal? I'm aware that some doctors are even prescribing ivermectin to people suffering from vaccine-injured and long COVID.
Is there any evidence out there for the efficacy of ivermectin with long haulers? Well, yes, there is.
My doctors say I have long COVID. I am taking ivermectin.
I'll finish by quoting one health expert who said if the TGA cannot tell the difference between toxic horse deworming medicine and a potentially life-saving, safe and effective medicine, they should not exist. Who was it should take responsibility for taking this life-saving drug off the market?